So now we can talk about lead magnets. So as I was saying before, we have talked about everything pertaining to setting your system up to this part, to this point. So setting up everything that you need to set up behind the scenes to make things work together. We've talked about landing pages. We've talked about marketing. We've talked about setting up your membership area. We've talked about all of those things. And now that you're marketing to people, how do you get them to come to your landing pages? How do you get them to come to your membership site? How do you get them there? And what I would say is by having a lead magnet or two or three. I wouldn't have 5,000 of them, but I think a good number to have is maybe five or six. I've heard before, and maybe a podcast that I was listening to or something I watched, is to have about five lead magnets, 5 to 6, because not everyone is going to be attracted to your one lead magnet. So I am going to show you guys a lead magnet that I created for my book club. I'm not sure if you guys have said this before, but I have a book club that has close to 1,000 members in it. And we like to attract new members into the book club. We read fiction novels, Black contemporary urban fiction novels. And so I wanted to attract more people who were into the things that we talk about in our book club. And so I created a quiz for them to take. So what you do to be able to do this is go to sites. Okay. Now, let me preface this with the system. There are better quiz um, things out there. So if you're already using a quiz site that you love, I say stick with it. If you want something more robust or more, I can't think of the word I want to say, but that it just works better because it was built for quizzes, then I say stick with that. But I'm an all-in-one type of girl. So I don't want to have another thing that I have to go out and purchase, buy. I know I was using, I can't think of the name of it right now, but I think it was like $20 a month or something for the quizzes. But the functionality was great and it was built for quizzes. But I don't want to have to go out and incur another cost. I don't want to have to learn another software or program. And so I built my quiz in here. So with that said, you would go to sites here over here on the left-hand side. Again, that's where your funnels, your websites, your blogs, you can attach your WordPress membership. Forms and surveys is where you're going to build a quiz. So I built the quiz in the surveys area because it has a dynamic component to it. So if you go to the builder, you can create folders if you want to stay organized. I definitely recommend it for that. So this is the quiz. It's called Your Book Bay Awaits because we read these types of books. So Book Bay is the thing in the world that we're in there. So, you know, you have the different slides here. Again, as always, what I recommend is starting in the settings and in the surveys and forms area. The settings is in the options. And so I named it so that I can easily find it. A message, hope you enjoyed your book bay. So that's the message once the quiz is complete. You can change the background color, you can change the font color, you can change the font, the size of everything. If you wanted to disqualify them. Now, this survey builder was created for businesses to either qualify or disqualify candidates. And you can do the same thing with your quizzes. So let's say you have a program and someone is taking a quiz. You want to make sure they're a fit for that program. So based on how they answered their questions, you could disqualify them and say, I'm not a good fit for you. This is not the right program for you, you know, or the right thing for you. So you could disqualify them, but we don't have a disqualifier here. You can include your Facebook pixel if you have one. I definitely recommend, if you don't have one, to get one. If you're not familiar with it, check out YouTube, to get familiar with it. And then some more about that pixel. If you know about the pixel, you can track different events, pages, that kind of thing. Make it a sticky contact. So what a sticky contact is, if someone has ever come through your system before and they've entered their information, that information will auto populate. Sometimes you want people to do this just to make it easier for them to go through this. For this, I would say yes, make it a sticky contact. But if you want to make sure that people are really interested in what you're doing and they're not going through the motions, I recommend they have to enter their information for that. And so that's just a note. If you want them to be able to go back in the questionnaire or in the survey, you can turn that on. If you don't want them to be able to go back, you can keep it off. Display auto navigation, the progress bar, so you just want to set all of this up. You can include a banner image if you want to, that can be your logo or something like that. So I like to set all of this up in the beginning, again, because sometimes you will forget once you're done with whatever you're doing. That's why I always say start with the settings. And if you don't do these things and then someone's taking the quiz and this is not all together, you'll be like, oh, bum. Okay, and then next you can change the style of it, the padding. You can make this a full page length and not just like this size. You can make it a inline form if you wanted to show labels. So you can go in here and just customize it as much as you want. If you know coding and you want to just completely change it and make it your own thing, you can do that. And so boom, that's with that. So then in this fields area, so you see here, this is a image. Okay, so you would just slide this over and upload your file to create that image. And I'm going to delete this. And then in the questionnaire, this is really inappropriate, but I'm gonna go with it. Okay, so you would here, you are going to create a if when you go to the fields area, you're going to create a custom field. And so in this custom field, you want to create a radio select. And this will give you the option. You're going to want to put the field name, whatever the name of the question is. So in that case, it was a hard or a soft girl. You want to, this is going to show up under the contact. So the person who's taking the quiz. And then do you want this to show up in their contact information? There's a area for general info information and additional info. For things like this, I put additional info. And so that just means when you look at that contact, what you're going to look for is just the additional information. You don't want it to be like in their main contact, like where their name, their phone number, their email. You don't want it to be here. You just want it to be just additional information about that person. You're going to put the name, whatever the field is. So like in that case, it was hard girl or soft girl. So you'll put that there, and then this is where the image goes. If you saw those images there, and then you can create as many as you want for that. So that's the radio field, and that is in the custom fields. So is he a businessman or a street guy? Same thing, same thing, same thing, same thing. And this is just a text field. So if you just want to enter some words, you can do that. What I did was I changed the background. So you can change the font, you can change the color, you can change the font, you can change the font size. But what I did here was, and then this is where your text will go. So you won't put it in here, you'll put it in here. I changed the font color to white and I changed the background to black. So it shows up like this and you don't have this box around it. So the font color is white. I changed it to white, which is FF all the way up here. And then the background to black, right? So you see that? So I'm going to get out of here. And then with this is just another text box. I just made the font size smaller and I didn't capitalize it. And then the weight is the boldness. So if you want it bolded, you're going to go up and weight. If you want it small like this without the bold, you're going to go down and weight. So boom, that. Okay, so then when it says you're almost there, this is going to be what either keeps them in the quiz or takes them out. So these are all of the book bays here. So this is where I'm trying to get them to, right? So this is just a text image, and then this is just an image, okay? And then it says, learn more about him. And then I have this where they can click to get to the book that this person is in. So it tells you a little bit about him. And then, you know, why he's your book babe based on what you picked in these areas. So when it says you're almost there, this is where I started to take them to the book bays. So they answered these, what, 1, 2, 3, 4 questions. And then once I got to this part, it gives you the option to pick whether where they're going to go. So if this person picked religion, it's going to take them to this person, this book bay, which is page 14. Where is Ezra? Okay, so this is Ezra. So it's going to take them here. If they pick spiritual, then it's just going to take them to the next question, which would be this one. So it just says take them to the next question if they select this. So then if they go here and they pick savage, which is here, they're going to go to 12, which is this book bay. Or if they don't, if they pick the other one, which is godly, then they're just going to go to the next question. And so all the way up until they get to every single person that we have listed here. So hopefully you guys get the gist, play around with it. Oh, and then once they get to the end, it'll say, do you want me to send you this information to your email? And, you know, like stay connected with us for more quizzes and things like that. They can enter their information. So this is how this becomes a lead magnet, because this is a way for us to collect information. Now, in this case, I don't want them to have to fill this out. So if they say like, no, thank you, or they don't want to enter their information, how do we get here? So once they get to their book bay, then they're able to fill out their information in that box. And that's how you create a quiz in the Business Balance System software. Once you do it once or twice, then it's easy. And you can, I'm going to upload this into, actually, I'm going to try to find another one that I have, not this one. I should have picked a different one because this one is a lot. This one is a lot. But I'm going to pick a different one. I'm going to upload it to everyone's account so that you guys can see it in action when you're trying to create your own. But I wanted to give you guys some information on how to create a quiz as a lead magnet. And so when you're finished with it, if you, oh, I did not mean to say that because I don't know what I changed. You can embed this in your website with this embed code, or you can link it to anywhere. So let me show you guys how it looks. So once it loads, then I'm able, so this is just the introduction. Then you can go here, right? And so now they're able to go back once I click that button. Otherwise, it'll just be a forward button here. So I'm going to say soft. Is he a businessman or a street guy? Here, there, there. So when it says you're almost there, this is when it's going to begin to take you. So I'm going to pick spiritual because then it's going to take me here to the next one. And so then I'm going to pick godly. It's going to take me to the next one. Now, if I click here, okay, that's going to take me to the next one. And so, boom, it takes me to the person that I got, which is here. And then, boom. So if I want to get to this book, I'll click here. And then if I click go further, it's going to take me to this form for me to fill out. And then you can enter your information and click here, and then you'll be submit. And so that's how you get the person's information. Now let me go back, which will take me here. So if I want to click here, it takes me to the book that he is in, which is here, which is actually pretty cool. But I'm still on the quiz too. So that's a way for you to create a quiz in the business balance system. I hope that was fun for you guys, especially the ladies out there in the business balance system software world. I hate if this offended anyone, but this is a part of my world. And so I wanted to show you guys this so that you had an idea of how to create this. So if you have any questions, as always, let me know. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. We'll talk some more about some things in the system. I don't necessarily have a